Are you in the market for an A2 motorcycle for 2025? Well, great news, you're in the right place. Kicking off the list, we have the race-focused KTM RC390. Powering the RC390 is the tried and tested 373cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine that is capable of producing 43 horsepower and 37 Nm of torque. And thanks to the KTM engine revisions, the torque and power figures have improved ever so slightly, making this a nippy little mean machine. Moving on to tech, and for 2025, the RC is loaded with a full-colour TFT display, gear indicator, traction control, KTM's Supermoto ABS giving you some rearward sliding flexibility, cornering ABS, a quick shifter and a slipper clutch. The KTM RC390 really is a lot of bike for £5,899. However, due to KTM facing some ongoing issues affecting their production, you might be able to pick up a brand new bike for a few £100 cheaper. Onto the pros, and it's lightweight and easy to manoeuvre, and it's also got a great little nippy engine. Onto cons, and it is a rather aggressive riding position, which isn't going to be for everyone, and it also vibrates a lot in the lower gears. When the time comes when you need insurance for a new bike, or it is time to renew, make sure to go directly to lexhaminsurance.co.uk, or click the link in the top right hand corner now to get a quote direct with them. They have several exclusive schemes only available at Lexham, so you could save yourself a little bit of money. Back to the show. Our 9th spot has been awarded to the trusty Royal Enfield Hnter 350, a well-loved model over here at BMHQ. We've had the pleasure of test riding the Hnter 350, and I have only heard positive things. Make sure to check out that video. Coming equipped with the trusty 350cc single engine seen in both the Meteor and the Classic 350, the Hnter has peak figures of 20 horsepower and 27 Nm of torque, all for you to play with. Now, these aren't going to be the most crazy figures, especially compared to some of the others on this list. However, the Hnter as normal with Royal Enfield is not all about the powerful figures. It's more about having a great bike at a very affordable price point. In terms of tech, you aren't going to see anything too flashy or modern. However, as we all know, many riders out there prefer the no-frills side of riding. The dialed-back simplistic analog LCD dash and analog switch cubes give a more old-school look and feel to fit perfectly with this retro charmer. Onto pros, and it's cheap to buy, it's easy to ride, and it has top-notch handling capabilities. Onto the cons, and the suspension is a bit firm and it's not built for high-speed touring. Number 8 today goes to a model that has been featured in a fair few of our top 10 A2 videos recently, the Kawasaki Z500. The Z500 sits as the middle sibling between the 300 and 900 models, sharing that same hyper-aggressive, angular, naked design and riding position seen across the whole of the Z range. And it works so incredibly well. Onto the engine, and you will find a new and improved Euro 5 Plus liquid-cooled parallel engine that has been increased to 451cc while still adhering to A2 licence restrictions. The overall power output has remained the same as the previous model, still sitting at 44.7 horsepower, but the maximum torque has been increased to 42 Nm. For 2025, the Z500 will come in both a standard and SE edition that adds a full-colour TFT dash with Bluetooth connectivity, as well as a unique SE livery, all starting at £5,699. Onto the pros, and it sits at an attractive price point. It also has smooth engine power. Onto cons, and the suspension is a little soft, and there's also a distinct lack of features on the standard edition. Coming in at 7th today, we have the Husqvarna Svartpilen 401. Powering the Svartpilen 401, you will find a 398cc liquid-cooled engine with 44.3 horsepower, giving it all those big bike feels without stepping outside the A2 compliancy regulations. For tech, the 401 is packed with a 5-inch TFT display with smartphone connectivity, an up and down quick shifter, 2 riding modes, switchable traction control and cornering ABS all as standard. If this top 10 was based on tech alone, then I do believe the Svartpilen would be taking one of the higher spots today. All in all, the Svartpilen is a lovely looking, rugged urban commuter, all for the rather affordable price point of £5,599. Onto the pros, and it is enjoyable cruising at higher speeds, and it's also ideal for both the shorter and the taller rider. Onto the cons, and similar to KTM, the future of Husqvarna and their motorcycles is unknown. If you're looking for an A2 friendly adventure styled bike, then the Honda NX500 might be the one for you. The NX500 has been built largely based on the former CB500X, however comes equipped with a new set of adventure-styled fairings, TFT dash for smartphone connectivity, tweaked suspension and traction control fitted as standard. At the heart of the NX500, you will find a 471cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine that produces a rather respectable 47 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque, meaning it hits that top limit sweet spot of the A2 category. On to pricing, and you can pick yourself up a brand new NX500 in 2025 for £6,829 in 3 stunning colourways, including Gunpowder Black Metallic, Pearl Horizon White and Grand Prix Red. If I was going to pick one of these bad boys up for myself, I think I would have to go for the Grand Prix Red, but that's just my opinion. Onto the pros, and it's a great all-rounder A2 option, and it's also super comfortable for longer journeys. Onto the cons, and the off-roading capabilities are limited, and we do wish the TFT dash was a little bit smarter. Now, before we get onto the bike sitting at number 5 today, we want to ask you to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We've noticed a lot of our viewers are not subscribed to us, so hit that button to catch up with me and the rest of the team at 5 PM every Friday. Now on to that number 5, we have the all-new and improved 2025 Aprilia Tuono 457. Coming packed with a 457cc parallel twin liquid-cooled engine with ride-by-wire throttle, the Tuono produces 47 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque, placing itself again at that top end of what's allowed for an A2 bike. In terms of looks and styling, you will find, and in true Aprilia fashion I must say, a triple full LED cluster headlight, small spoiler, low seat height, all paying homage to that legendary Tuono 1000R, whilst packing some excellent power to weight ratio, some of the best on this list today, if that's what you're into. For pricing, the Aprilia Tuono 457 will cost you £6,130, which admittedly does make it one of the more expensive offerings we're going to include in this list. However, I'd argue it's worth every penny. Onto the pros, and it's one of the best looking bikes we're going to be speaking about today, and it also delivers top end HP for this A2 category. Onto cons, and it is a little bit more on the pricier side. Number 4 goes for the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, an adventure bike with some serious style and decent road presence. The 450 Himalayan was announced a few months back, and since its release has gained lots of traction thanks to its on and off-roading capabilities and features, including that preload adjustable rear shock, switchable ABS and improved ergonomics. These features, in addition to that 452cc liquid-cooled engine producing 40 horsepower, all make the Himalayan an attractive bike for both new and returning adventure riders alike. Moving on to the price, and the 450 starts at £5,750, meaning that it will be one of the more expensive offerings we're going to mention. However, if you are looking for a mid-range A2 adventure bike, then this is a great option for you to explore. Onto the pros, and it comes packed with an improved engine, and it's also comfortable for longer distances, perfect for commuters. Onto cons, and it is quite heavy for a 450 single machine, and you might want to switch out those standard tyres. Kicking off our top 3 today, we have the CF Moto 450 SRS. This neat little offering from CF Moto was also included in our top 10 A2 naked motorcycles video. Make sure to check that out. And since seeing the 450 SRS in the flesh a few months back at Motorcycle Live, it has only solidified my choice to put this bike at number 3. Coming equipped with a 450cc liquid-cooled engine, the 450 is capable of producing a rather respectable 46 horsepower and 39.3 Nm of torque. For the Asian markets, however, the 450 SRS can produce over 50 horsepower. However, over here in Europe, to comply with the A2 restrictions, we are offered a slightly more restricted bike. However, that hasn't affected the bike's overall performance too much, so bear that in mind. A feature of the 450 that really does impress me has got to be the tech. Coming equipped with a 5-inch curved TFT display, also seen on the standard version of the 450 SR, smartphone connectivity, USB port and LED headlights. Overall, this bike is a serious competitor, all for the price of £5,699. Onto the pros, and it's a great offering that can compete with the likes of the Ninja 500 and CBR 500R. It's also packed with some pretty neat spec. Onto cons, and reliability is pretty much unknown at this point. Sitting in second place today, we have the Triumph Scrambler 400X. The Scrambler 400X is another model we got the chance to test ride back in last January alongside its brother, the Speed 400. Check that out when you can. And in comparison to the Speed 400, the 400X has been tweaked for some off-riding capabilities. This will include the Metzler Karoo street tyres, extended headstock and slightly sharper rake angle, as well as the increased suspension. Powering the Scrambler 400X, you will find a 398cc liquid-cooled 4-valve engine that pumps out 39 horsepower and 37 Nm of torque. This certainly isn't going to be a bike that's pushing the limits of the A2 licence. However, it is an affordable bike option for those wanting a mix of on and off-road roading capabilities, all whilst looking great too. Onto pros, and it really is a beauty to look at, and it's hard to deny it. Onto cons, and if you are a shorter individual, perhaps this isn't going to be the bike for you. And again, the off-riding capabilities do have a question mark against them. Taking the crown today, we have an unsurprising winner, the Yamaha MT-03. Now, this is another bike we have managed to get our hands on to review a few years back, and we loved it then, and guess what? We still love it now. For 2025, the MT-03 has been updated for Euro 5 compliancy and has seen some really nice upgrades, including an improved smartphone connectivity, rider applications and rider controls. This means that the MT-03 riders can be notified of incoming calls as well as messages, all seen on the LCD meter. However, it isn't the tech features that have impressed me most about this bike. It's got to be the styling. The MT-03 sports a unique front end with sleek triple headlight setup, fitting in nicely with that muscular street vibe that the MT range is famous for. It also emulates the riding style of its bigger brothers thanks to that 2-cylinder 321cc engine, low down torque and strong engine braking. When it comes to the riding position, you will find that the MT-03 performs slightly forward-facing riding stance, offering the comfort of an upright naked, but with more sport-styled aggression, all for the price of £6,250. Onto the pros, and it's lightweight and great to handle. It's also fuel efficient, making it another great option for commuters. Onto cons, and the power is a bit limited in comparison to other models we've mentioned, and the suspension could be improved, which seems to be an overrunning theme on this list. So there you have it. There's my top 10 A2 motorcycles for 2025. My favourite has got to be the CF Moto 450 RS. What's yours? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next one. Bye!